Alright, so we're gonna need to grind souls here. Get the backstab. Grab the item. Yeah, farming in this area is right now the easiest thing I could do. Because I don't one-shot everything, but they don't one-shot me either. So, it is what it is. Alright. Like, I have a system in place now to where I'm just like, I know exactly how I'm farming this. And I missed. Destructive Great Arrow. Yeah, we need 40 dexterity, and then we need to, like, get up to 30 strength and intelligence. Because if I look at, like, my, like, list of spells... Yeah, we're in for a long grind. Because Dark Souls 2, as it's designed, just is entirely designed to just, like, force you to join the Covenant of Champions. Like, every 100,000 souls, we're gonna go level up. Yeah, this is essentially my training arc. And I have the Estus Flask to back me up this time around. And I'm leaving invasions on for the, like, potential chance to get all stones. And every time I fight this guy, I have to fight the game's urge to just change the angle. But I get about 10,000 souls per run. And after about 10 minutes, we have 40,000 souls. Which puts me in a pretty good position, to be honest. But grinding all these souls pretty much just gives us the opportunity to pretty much just level our gear and learn magic. Because one of the things we're going to need to do is we're going to need to learn magic, because we're running into an issue where we're basically just having to like learn magic because there's no way to maneuver in the area we're entering. I am not a fan of this. Drink faster, damn it. Yeah, this is another problem. We only drink so fast. And I am gonna have to learn magic if I am going to, effectively do things. Because part of my problem is I am just like so hardwired as a magic user from playing Elden Ring that magic is by nature the one thing I am best at. Now let's go get my souls back. Because even when I defeated Gwyn, I was still using magic. Admittedly, when I defeated Gwyn, I was also like heavily exploiting all of my magic earnings. Come and get me. Yeah, there we go. And I feel like we're doing less damage every time. Yeah, I think we're doing less damage every time we do this. Oh, that guy's dead. Because part of the problem is my halberd has, like, horrendously fallen off. And I can't really do much with attunement, because, basically my entire problem pretty much just stems from the fact that I don't have enough, well, everything. Let me, switch on over here to, McDuff's workshop real quick. Alright, I now have enough for that. Where's my Zweihander? Because I have plenty of black steel katanas. Strangely enough, they don't do bleed when you use them. Like, where could I get Titanite chunks? Yeah, okay. Like, the only convenient way to get those is to unlock them from the lady, and that's not until later. Kind of annoying. Because I would like to be able to upgrade my armor. But that's apparently not happening anytime soon. So, I do need to infuse this with a bolt stone. So where do we get bolt stones? Yeah, okay. So we can't get a bolt stone until we end up at King Vendrix. Because there's only one other place we can get it, and it requires us to do co-op boss fights. Which, unfortunately, we can't do at the moment. Alright, +7 pyromancy. Alright, so back to the Iron Keep. So what are these soldiers weak to? That is my question. Like, if I look up Ironkeep Soldier... Weak to lightning, of all things. So, if I take this here... Let me, go ahead and test this here. Yeah, no, that's not sustainable. Yeah, this is only good against single target enemies. Like, part of the reason why I picked up the halberd in the first place was because I could hit multiple enemies with it. Oh, there's an item drop down there. I am gonna need to, like, sell off, like, a bunch of my useless items. Yeah, this does good damage. And you can do a lot of hits. But if you're up against anything that's not a boss, it's not very good. So it's really good as a secondary as opposed to my primary. Nope, nope, I can't see him. Yeah, if you can't see, you're dead. And I gotta love how the enemies just spaz out in this game. Well, there goes my souls. Yeah, apparently for these guys, you're, like, really kind of only supposed to use magic on them. Because apparently, like, at some point in this game, I missed the memo where they're like, oh yeah, you're supposed to only use, magic at a certain point. And I am unfortunately too invested. Okay, nope, nope, nope. We just need to grab my stuff. Yeah, I wasted a human effigy there. Because I couldn't grab my stuff in time. Yeah, this is why after every time I get enough runes to level up, I really need to go level up. Because once I get dexterity to 40, we're just leveling magic. I don't care anymore. We need to level attunement and start getting our magic. Oh, that guy died. Alright. Yeah, my big problem is the fact that, this gets screwed in close quarter corners. Alright, let's continue leveling Dex. Like, once I get Dex to 40, we go in full-on magic. Like, what's the best, like, early place to farm? That is, like, a question I would like to know. Because farming here is high risk, high reward. So if I use the ascetic, would that level up the area? That is my question. Oh, we can go level up again. Let's do that. Yeah, having to travel back to Majula every time to level up is kind of annoying. Yeah, no. Burning an ascetic would actually be a bad idea. Yeah, we get about 1500 souls from this. Like every 2 runs is a level up. I am not a fan of that. Howdy there, mister. I do believe you're having some sort of problem. Oh, nope. Hello there. I just did 3 spinning slashes. Alright. Okay, for some reason my, katana, I mean my, class did not work there. That is terrifying. And we got caught in a wall. Which is very frustrating. Like, apparently the speed farm for this involves magic. And I don't have that, so I have to do this manually. Don't you just hate it when, you can't properly hit something? Alright, we can go level up again. Oh, I'm just short. Dang it. Can I actually sell items, though? Yeah, the real problem is these guys have over almost 2,000 HP, and we don't do that much in damage. Now we can go level up again. Because, like, here's the thing. I refuse to carry around a bunch of souls, because that's just asking for me to just lose them at this point. Like, my real reason for leveling dexterity is because dexterity determines how fast you can use items in this game. Like, I kid you not, dexterity in this game is one of the most important things. Mainly because the way dexterity works is the higher your dexterity, the faster you can use your Exorcist Flash by, like, milliseconds. Like, I kid you not, it's a matter of milliseconds. How are you not dead? Now then. Let's go ahead and knock out these guys. So, we now need 25,000 per level. And apparently we only need 30 vigor for what... 30 dex for what I need. So, once we get to 30 dex, we can start leveling attunement and faith and Oh, that guy just fell to his death. Yeah, that electro katana's kind of a pain. Yeah, I do not like the fact that these guys are just so bulky. But we're gonna have to, like, do a lot of grinding tonight. Oh, thanks, Slip Up Yawning. We're just slowly grinding here. Like, the thing is I need to level up magic because I keep getting, like, done in by ranged attackers later on. And I am gonna have to run here. And now I'm being attacked by two. Like, sometimes the enemies here just completely change up their attack patterns, and it's really kind of problematic. But I also need to, like, change up my weapon. Because the problem is I have been so heavily invested in this halberd that anytime there's, like, a ranged enemy, I'm just getting absolutely blasted. But I am having a bit of fun tonight, just casually chilling and grinding. Because I discovered enemies infinitely respawn with the Champions Covenant. And we're just gonna have to run away here. And I just got shot in the back. Yeah, this is not a easy area. And yet again, the biggest enemy in this game for me is the camera. But it takes 25,000 souls for me to level up now, or about that. I am at, yeah, let me, get back to, the name. There we go. Yeah, that was not a good run. So far I've gotten to, the Twin Dragon Riders at Dragelic Keep, and I beat them. Like, I can pull up the name of the place here. We're currently at the Shrine of Amana. Crumbled Ruins. And my problem is I can't move around in the water efficiently. Because there's no, rusted iron ring in this game, or equivalent. Because we beat Dark Souls 1, and there was an item in there called the Rusted Ring. And the Rusted Ring allowed us to, essentially just move on water like it was nothing. Unfortunately, that's not a thing in this game, so my best bet is to level everything and then unlock magic. Because I only leveled, like, faith to, the minimum I needed it to be. Well, faith and intelligence to the minimum I needed it to be. And that is proving to be a mistake here. Alright. I beat Shadow of the Erdtree. Shadow of the Erdtree was really, really difficult on New Game Plus 7. Because I made the mistake of doing it on New Game Plus 7. Because I was like, oh yeah, I'm doing perfectly fine in New Game Plus 7 on my Elden Ring character. And I'm like, no. I had to completely change up my playstyle in Elden Ring just to complete Shadow of the Erdtree. Like, Radahn just completely kicked my rear. Like, I'm actually gonna have to check my YouTube channel, because that video should be going up today. Like, I think I forgot to schedule it. So I may have to, like, go do that real quick. Because Shadow of the Erdtree was honestly incredibly difficult. And honestly, Dark Souls 2 feels like Shadow of the Erdtree at times. Not as difficult as Shadow of the Erdtree, but pretty difficult. Yeah, if I can get my 2 hits off there, like, I'm in a pretty good spot. Like, farming this isn't exactly difficult, it's just really kind of annoying. Not to mention all the archers. And I can go do a level up after this. And I really hate how the arrows home in on you. Like, enemy arrows homing in on you is the most ridiculous thing when your own arrows don't do that. There we go. Alright, we can go put one more level in dexterity. And then we can start leveling up attunement, intelligence, and faith and magic. Alright, so now that dexterity's leveled up again, that will increase my ability to, effectively use items. As well as my spellcasting speed. Because part of dexterity is your spellcasting speed. Oh, okay. Like, I do want to, Okay, this isn't bad. Like, if I get lightning on this, I'd be in a pretty good position. But it doesn't one-shot. Like, there's a pure damage difference between the halberd and this. And this is good for bosses, because I can just repeatedly poke. And interestingly, you can't target through this door at a distance. Oh, okay. I think I have a new method of farming here. Oh, that guy's dead. Or not. There we go. Sometimes you gotta get creative with how you do that. Well, that guy's dead. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta knock your enemies off a ledge. But knowing my rapier pretty much instantly breaks after a couple of, like, heavy attacks is pretty annoying. Alright. Let's keep going. Yeah, it's good to know, like... So we only get, like, 4 uses of the, strong attack on that. That's good to know. And let them come to me. Oh, okay, so you're an opportunist. Okay, what the hell?
Yeah, that was a mistake on my part. I got too greedy.
Yeah, what I should really do is I should save the uses of my ice spike there. For when it really counts. And it'd be nice if my perspective didn't constantly shift. Now that guy's dead. We'll come back to that. Oh, that guy can shoot me from over here? That's ridiculous. But commendable. And somehow we... Nope. There we go. Justice. Now let's go travel on back. Yeah, so we're going to prioritize Faith because that gets us more lightning damage, which will allow us to farm faster. Because, just a tiny bit more, and we'd be better off. Yeah, we're pretty much just gonna have to skip out on leveling intelligence for a while, because faith is gonna have to be the way to go. Because faith gets us fire and lightning damage, and given I already have, like, a heavily upgraded, pyromancy flame, we're better off focusing on that. So we're gonna level faith for now on. And every 25,000 souls will be good to go. Yeah. Like, the problem with this, Ice Rapier is it's really good. One of the best weapons in the game. Problem is, it has an ability, and if you use that, it pretty much breaks after 5 uses. Well, I done messed this up. Yep, didn't get the backstab. Died. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother with my human effigy for the time being. And I am just getting absolutely blown away. Gotta love Fireball. Alright, let's go level up Faith again. Because, here's another thing, is, Faith also levels up, like, the damage I do with, my Pyromancy. Which is actually really nice. So, what I'm probably going to do is, I'm probably going to do 2 hours of level grinding every night. Just so I don't get, like, too crazed. Oh, you mean I can just, like, generally knock that guy off without any problem? Yeah, shield coming in clutch. Yeah, the fireball is actually becoming one of my most amusing ways of getting rid of enemies now. Because what I'm just doing is I'm just chucking a fireball and knocking them off. And then we just go around here. You know what? An hour and a half of grinding every night. Arabian sand boas are the best. There's clearly some out of context things here, Decade, that, I'm clearly missing. But I am just... I bit the bullet and started playing Dark Souls 2 over the weekend, and I'm about halfway through the game. But I've encountered this area where I just keep getting, like, destroyed by ranged enemies, so I'm leveling up Faith so I can just, use lightning. Oh, you saw a goofy snake and you wanted to share? Understandable. Alright, this is Great Lightning Spear, and that requires 42. There's no way I'm getting that. uh, at least not tonight. Oh yeah, I've had fun. It's just, some parts of this, have been better than others. But, I've sort of developed a farming route here. Involving my current equipment and this area. It's gone pretty well, except for the couple times where I've died. Like, I'm noticing, like, a good chunk of my problem stems from the fact, Decade, that I'm using a halberd. Because this halberd of mine... Well, I've taken a break from the DLC because I kind of got to a point where it's just like, if I keep playing Elden Ring, I'm not going to stop. And I do need to play something else every once in a while. And my problem is, right now, I'm not getting a lot of bonus on my halberd. But what I do have is this ice rapier that I'm gonna have to farm Twinkling Titanite for, because it does bleed damage. Unfortunately, it also breaks super quickly. But Dark Souls 2 has been a pretty good 24 hours of gameplay. Like, let's see here. I'm level 134, and I started playing this weekend. And I have about 24 hours of gameplay time. So, doing pretty alright. Unfortunately, I've discovered a lot of downsides about this game. Like, I considered it an 8 out of 10 as well. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it because it made me, like, it forced me to change how I play the game. But, there were times where I'm just like, the DLC was probably more brutal than it had to be. Like, I really think the Scadutree system was kind of annoying. Like, if you started it on New Game Plus 7, like I did, honestly, that was kind of a mistake. Because at New Game Plus 7, you pretty much have to have all the Scadutree fragments. Otherwise, you're just gonna get stomped by everything. And... yeah, I say that as a level, like, 500 plus mage who had to, like, completely change up his setup to include bleed. Because I changed my setup midway through the DLC to primarily focus on using bleed. Because everything in the DLC was weak to bleed, pretty much. Yeah, a lot of the community would say I'm terrible. And you know what? That's fair. Like, it's completely reasonable for them to do that. Yeah. Like, I did expect to have to change my build-up, though. So it's not like an end-of-the-world sort of thing. It's just annoying. Alright, you can't let this guy attack or he'll just annihilate you. Yeah, like, my brother is currently playing through it right now, and he's like, I am having to... And my brother, like, told me he's had to, like, just completely switch over to a bleed build because he just doesn't have any time to actually, clear it without bleed. Give you one game that it has no annoying features that isn't a story game. Fair enough. Like, look at me. I'm just grinding levels here because I'm trying to get more lightning damage on my weapon. As well as, be able to cast faith spells. Oh, another thing I'm gonna have to do is I'm going to have to, like, level up attunement in this game after I finish leveling faith. Because, we start off with 0 spell slots in Dark Souls 2. Unless you pick unless you pick 2 very specific classes. I only have 1 spell slot, and it's currently dedicated to, Fireball here. And Fireball's entire purpose is just to knock that one guy off the ledge. Never expect a perfect game, expect a well-made game. Fair enough. But Fireball's entire purpose now is just knocking people off ledges. Like, this is the area I've gotten the most use out of pyromancy in this game. And it's all because, Fireball just knocks people off ledges. Alright. Oh, that guy just parried me. Like, my problem with Bale is, for whatever reason, Bale keeps crashing my PC every time I try to fight him. Like, I have to fight Bale while not recording, because, Bale causes some sort of, like, encoding overload when I play and record. Yeah, that's my PC's problem. And since it's my PC's problem, Decade, it's also my problem. But then again, my PC is like 5 years old now, and it was top of the line when I built it. But I'm not willing to build another PC for another 2 years. Not until I get, like, an actual paying job. Oh, hey, great arrow. Like, pre-built ones are nice, but it's just more along the lines that I have a tendency to build my own stuff because I generally have had bad experiences with pre-built PCs, or if somebody else builds it. Because all of the PCs I have had the misfortune of, like, having someone build for me have generally had some sort of horrendous problem with them. But that's just my terrible experience. Like, other people I know have had perfectly fine experiences with pre-built PCs. It's just my luck. My luck is bad enough to where I'm just like, if I don't do it myself, somehow it's a problem. And how did this guy get here? I'm impressed. But Pest Thread's spears just completely destroys pretty much every large boss in the game now. So I'm expecting the even Linus didn't find many problems. But I'm not exactly willing to purchase, like, a new computer right now, when outside of, like, this one specific problem with Bale, I don't have any other problems. Because if it's just, like, one specific problem, then that's just, like, whatever. Like, it's just one problem. It's not like everything crashes my PC. Yeah, cord access is definitely something to, like, keep an eye on. Because my own PC does have a problem where there's, like, a bunch of cables that are, like, really inconveniently, placed in there. Like, one of the things I plan on doing, the next time I build a PC is making sure I have the ability to, like, fit more things in there. Because a big problem I have with, like, a lot of modern PC cases now is there's just not enough room to fit things in there. Because a lot of manufacturers really like to go with small PC cases, and it's not really practical for most people. Well, that guy just fell to his death. But I also am, like, really scared to, like, look at the computer prices now. Because my computer was about $1,500 when I bought it 7 years ago. And I know getting a PC of similar style would not be that cheap anymore. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty expensive. And, like, here's another thing, is Linus Tech Tips is generally pretty brutally honest about his PC reviews. Like, I could probably build something, similar in spec to, like, a $5,000 pre-built myself for significantly cheaper. But the question, it's more along the lines of, would I want to do that? Because, like, a big thing for a lot of people is not the fact that it's the price of things. Like, a big thing for a lot of people is more along the lines of, like, they can't reasonably afford to, build it themselves. Even though building it themselves is cheaper. Because part of the reason why people buy pre-builts is because if the people build it and they mess it up, it's on them. Because there is the risk of like completely screwing up the building process when you try to put things together. Most expensive PC Starforge has is 4,600. But that's top of the line. Yeah, and I'm personally not a fan of the idea of buying top of the line PCs, because top of the line PCs quickly become not top of the line like 6 months later. $209 FPS on Forza Horizon. That's pretty nice. Would definitely get me like 60 FPS in all of the Souls games I play. So there's that. Give it a year with all the like Unreal Engine 5 stuff and then consider getting a new PC. Yeah, that's fair. And there we go. Because Unreal Engine 5 is gonna drop, and that would throw off like a lot of PC builds. Because my current PC, like it's kind of in an awkward place hardware-wise, because it's the generation just before like being able to support Windows 11 processor-wise. Because Windows 11 has like this weird thing on AMD processors where if it doesn't have this like very specific thing, you can't use Windows 11. And my processor is like just the generation before then. Well, it sucks, but at the same time, I'm like perfectly fine with Windows 10. Because it just means I'm gonna the next PC I'm gonna have to get is gonna have to be completely new. Which is always a risk with like Windows updates. Because at least we're not part of like the generation. Well, my last PC's generation. Because my last PC before this, before it died, had this issue where every Windows update, there was a chance it would just completely, like, crash the PC. Because Windows updates, starting with Windows 10, have just gotten worse and worse. Because I say this as somebody who, like, built their first PC with Windows 7. Because Windows 7 has... like, here's the thing about streamers. If streamers have, like, a brand deal for a PC, like, that PC is gonna be more expensive because it's themed after someone. Like, any sort of, like, custom fancy stuff, that's gonna increase the price. Like, keep in mind, like, I'm a big fan of, like, keeping my PC, like, as boring as possible. Because my PC is, like, pretty much boring on the outside. Like, it looks like any sort of, like, generic desktop you would get. And that's because when I was building it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's an official branding thing. Like, my PC has RGB in it, but it's on the inside and you can't see it. And personally, I would have preferred it to not have any RGB, because that RGB just like blinks in the middle of it, blinks at night if I were to leave it on. So I have to turn my PC off at night, which is really kind of annoying because there's some downloads that take a while. Like, RGB is kind of annoying, to be honest. Oh darn, I'm not going to be able to knock this guy off. And I accidentally picked up that guy's legs there. Because the thing about RGB, and I don't like RGB for like a number of reasons, like it looks really cool sometimes if you do it right. But my big issue is one, it's an additional power hog for something that's really kind of unnecessary. Like, you could like distribute that power elsewhere and it'd be more efficient that way. But also, as like an adult, it's really kind of more of an annoyance on the eyes just to see like a bunch of flashing colors. And I'm about to get knocked off. Okay. Yeah, if I fall in this area, I die. Like, farming in this area is like a high risk, high reward sort of thing. But I see like a lot of the things these new computers do, and as somebody who like got into PC building as a high schooler and now 10 years later sees all this new stuff, like I have to admit I'm constantly impressed. But I look at the price and I'm also like, oh god, that's terrifying price-wise. Yeah, and every time we come here, yeah, limited time PC from how long ago? Understandable. i9 14900K. A 24 gigabyte graphics card. Holy cow, I didn't even know they made them that big. Now, I didn't even know they made them that big. Wow. My PC feels, pretty weak now. But then again, I play most games at, like, 720p because I stream at 720p. But... oh wait, no, I stream at 720p. I play games at 1080p. Because I downscale it for streaming purposes. because my internet's great, but it's not that great. Like, I'm not sure why anyone would put integrated touchscreen on their PC, but oh well. But I'm looking at that and I'm impressed. 64 gigs of DDR5? Wait a moment. Oh, the case had a playable arcade game. Well, that's just a ridiculously fancy add-on. Yeah, but most people are never gonna need that much, RAM or graphics. But, for somebody who streams or does a lot of editing, yeah, I can see people needing that. Like, I don't think I'd ever need that much stuff, but that kind of PC would be like a dream PC for me right now. Like, anything that would have, like, a really a better cooling system would actually be better. Their most expensive, non-limited edition top PC. Whoop. Because once I get like a full-time job, I'll probably start budgeting for a new PC. Within like the next year or two. But right now, my #1 priority is just finding like an actual day job. Because streaming doesn't pay the bills. And I honestly don't think I would want to stream for a job. Because I enjoy this as a hobby, but actual, like, doing this for a living would just be exhausting. And I am getting screwed by the wall. And I'm just getting ganged up on here. Okay, I just died. Oh, you just copied the whole site, not the specs. Understandable. And I just died, so... that's unfortunate. Like, isn't there, like, an... Yeah, hold on a moment. I need to, use my, effigy. Yeah, 232 gigs memory sticks. Oh, so it's about, the same. Interesting. But not quite as, fancy. That's a pretty nice setup. And I just died again. Okay. Yep, I just made a huge mistake here. I forgot that casting this spell inches you forward. So that's entirely on me. Like, honestly, I don't pay rent right now because I live with my parents. And my parents have pretty much openly stated that I can stay with them as long as I need to. Mainly because my parents are very aware of just how bad the economy is right now. And just how awful it is to rent. And my parents are also of the mind that if they keep me around, they pretty much get free in-home help for whenever there's a problem they need help with. Of course, I would like to move out because living with your parents kind of sucks sometimes. Like, I can't exactly bring home a girl. Yeah. 8.6K by the time new stuff comes out. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm like, I can't exactly bring home a girlfriend without them, necessarily going crazy. Yes. I am a fan of them. I have listened to them. Uh, like they've released some pretty funny stuff over the years. Yes, I know exactly that song. Yeah, that is me right now. Like, I'm very aware of the fact that I pretty much just bum off my parents, pretty much. And I'm not exactly a fan of just, like, not being able to contribute around the house all that much. Because I'm actively applying for, like, online jobs right now, because, they want me to find a job right now, so I can take care of Grandma. Because somebody has to be with Grandma 24/7. And I've gotten to a point where I am probably gonna have to well, I'm gonna have to take some shifts taking care of her soon. So there is that. But I would like to be able to like be able to work and take care of her at the same time. Yeah, that's kind of the problem. Because the problem is a lot of the emails I get are just automated rejection emails. Like, I'm at a point where I'm gonna make a separate email account just for job applications. Because I'm at a point where I'm just like, I need to, like, really kind of go hard on the job applications this next month. But I still have my substitute teaching position, which is at least guaranteed employment for the fall. Because like earlier this month, the school district I sub for called me and is like, "Oh hey, you have guaranteed sub employment for the fall." Oh no, it's not really a pain. Like, the big problem is actual teaching, which I quit because trying to get into that was not exactly a fruitful endeavor. Because here's the thing, I was a student teacher, but the problem is they didn't actually want student teachers where I was student teaching. They wanted tax write-offs. So basically, the entire purpose of the place I was student teaching at was basically, oh hey, we're gonna take on student teachers, but we're not gonna let them complete their student teaching. Because what they wanted is they wanted the tax write-offs and credits for having student teachers. Well, the thing about the whole, like, there's a common occurrence where it's like the English teacher gets, the female English teacher gets pregnant. Like, the thing about being a teacher is they encourage you to have kids, which in itself is kind of ridiculous, because they don't pay the teachers enough to have kids anyways. But they do also have this thing where, if a teacher becomes a problem, they arrange, a situation to where the teacher gets fired. Like, it's not even like a thing where the teacher necessarily did something wrong. It's more along the lines of the teacher becomes a political problem. Because I have had situations where I'm fairly certain that if the school administration wanted me fired, they would be able to do that. Because there have been times where kids have just, like, wandered off on their own and just did things they weren't supposed to when they were supposed to be in my classroom. One of the things about being a sub is we are required to let the kids go use the restroom. And the thing is if we don't let them go use the restroom, we'll get in trouble. But if they go do something they're not supposed to do, well, then it becomes a problem for us as well. Like, it's a no-win situation, and part of the reason why I'm trying to find a job outside of subbing is because I'm very aware of the fact that substitute teaching is, like, a no-win situation. Like, my job is my job as a substitute teacher is entirely dependent on one, a teacher being out, or two, a teacher having to, like, go to, like, a conference and needing somebody to cover for them. Neither of which guarantees stable employment. Like, it's not consistent. Like, during COVID, it was very consistent. Partially because of the fact that, like, if you were willing to sub during COVID, you were a very desirable individual. Because I made bank during COVID, to be honest. Subbing was great while COVID went on, because there were days where I would just have like one or two students, and I really didn't have to worry about anything. Like, I would just substitute teach, and like there wasn't like any major problems. Now, where can I farm bolt stones? Alright, gonna have to go to the things betwixt then. Because we need a bolt stone. Alright. Let me go ahead and travel to the things betwixt. So we need to take a stop here. Find a couple of items. Like, we need to find a, light the torch. Yeah, there's the ladder we need to climb. Alright, inventory, smooth and silky stone. Now what? Okay, that's a prism stone. Alright, how do I drop here? Oh, leave. Yeah, we have to keep trying here. Cracked red eye orb. Fire Drake stone. Bleed stone. soul. Another bleed stone. We don't want bleed stones. We want... That's another bleed stone. Dang it. Alright, so apparently we can also drop petrified somethings here. Twinkling Titanite? Ooh, we need those. A Titanite slab. Petrified dragon bone. Oh well. Guess we're just gonna have to do some exploring. I do kind of want to know if I can take on the hungry hippos back here. And I just fell to my death. Okay. Or not. Whoa, okay. Pursuer spawned in as well. That's a load of crap. And I just got chomped. We're dead. Let go of me. Yeah, this is exactly why we're leveling Faith. Yeah, okay, so there's clearly an enemy there I'm gonna have to deal with. Yeah, that guy with the, okay, so the hippo doesn't respawn back in. Yeah, so we're gonna have to come back for the Pursuer. Because Pursuer is generally drop Twinkling Titanite, and we need that to upgrade our Rapier. Nope, that's unfortunate. There we go. Twinkling Titanite. That's what we wanted. Like, thing is you need, like, a really ridiculous amount of Twinkling Titanite in order to actually do things in this game. There we go, McDuff's workshop. Yeah, I'm gonna need more. A raw infused Y-hander would actually be pretty nice. Wait, equipment? Jester's gloves. Jester's gloves would help me level up faster. Okay. I guess we can do one more run tonight. One more leveling session. Oh yeah, like there's a like very minor amount of extra souls we're getting there. But it's enough to where it's noticeable. Like, if we get more souls by having just these gloves on, then I'll be content with that. Like, keep in mind, like, my setup here is entirely based around doing as much damage as possible with what I got. And I have enough to go level up again, so we'll call it clear tonight. Because there's not much else I can do. Yeah, get that just to a nice 25 there. Alright, so I'm gonna end stream off here.